Coach, the freeways were kind of treacherous on the way over, really wet. It'll be a late arriving crowd, but we've got football nonetheless tonight from rainy Los Angeles, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Rams. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Tonight, by 20.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here comes Grant on the return. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Rosen. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Now they try the right side here. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. It's complete to Grant. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 30.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think
he's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. In for the score as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Cut. 180. 14. 14.
Check right. Watching your five.
Hey, high 7.
Goff on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
We got to step it up.
Back to throw. Goff. He's letting it fly for Cooks. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And now it's third down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up third and 10. Goff throwing again. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abuka able to record his 5th sack of the season. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And now it's Rosen looking. He's going to fire one deep up and got his man complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A big play there. 93 yards. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
This one taken just inside the 10. And an alley to run.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
This will be the first red zone opportunity now for the Rams. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Gerald Everett is tight end, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Line 20. Check 52's the line. Come on, baby.
Goff now looking to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jerome Baker, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Goff now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Get your swerve on. Mike 55. Mike 55. 12.
Here we go on 4th. Goff. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
On the stop was Aaron Donald.
2 yards on the pickup.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the run.
Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Rosen. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got him in, complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins strike quickly here for 6 points. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
At their own 25-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. Goff now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here. This pass from Goff to Everett, the tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. Now a first down throw. Goff gets this into the hands of the tight end Higbee. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Goff's throw here finds Woods. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Goff in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Gurley on 1st down with no blocking help there, as he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 1. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
At the Dolphins' 23-yard line.
Hey, Mike 52.
On 2nd and 11 now. Goff. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with it and try and get him settled.
Now an open man. That's the tight end, Gesicki. It's complete. And a healthy gain of 8 here. They double their workspace out to the 16. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
The 16-yard line.
Here's Rosen to throw. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab.
How did he do that? How did he do it? I mean, in this type of weather, it's not just catching it, it's seeing it coming towards it. Maybe that's why he ended up having to go one-handed, but boy, what a catch.
That was a spectacular one-handed grab. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. And this one complete to Smith. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. They'll run it now out of the gun. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. To throw is Rosen. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 20-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the red zone now, here's Rosen on 1st down. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Call it a gain of 14 for the 2nd play in a row. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So they held him out on 2nd down, and now here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run the this one in. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Goff now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. Going up top for Kupp. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. 33 yards that time. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now it's Rosen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 to the 34.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. A throw over the middle taken in. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams' 17-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
2nd and 10 now. It's Rosen. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Call it a gain of 3. And just like that, it's 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
And being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So we would have figured that one to be 3 points in the bank, but this game, you know, can be unpredictable at times.
Yeah, he knew he needed to pull it ever so slightly to get it going in the right direction, but he seemed to put a little too much on it, and from short range, that is a bad miss for an NFL kicker.
Let him know.
On 1st down, gone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
Hey, lift. Hey, Haywood. 52. Watch 52. Shell. Watch out. Ric Flair.
Goff on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Get ready.
They are going for it. Gone. Man open, it's Cup. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. Now Goff on 1st down. That'll be caught by Cup. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Goff. They got him in. It's Woods. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for L.A. Goff now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Goff. That's complete to the tight end, Everett.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
To throw again on 2nd down. Goff. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 15-yard line. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter.
He goes to us. 180. Focus, defense, focus.
On first down, it's gone. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. A good comeback there after the penalty. 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Goff. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Goff. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 40. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. Now Goff gets this into the hands of Brandon Cooks. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Goff on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 29-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And now it's Rosen looking. Pressure comes and down goes Rosen. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now Rosen. Over the middle, complete. It's Gray. Past the 20. 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter.
Let's go, baby.
At their own 25-yard line.
The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Back to the air. Goff on 2nd down. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. The Rams going for it on 4th. Gone. This is caught. It's Cooks. And they work this well upfield across the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Goff now looking to throw. And that's complete to Cooks. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 30 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On third down, Rosen. And he'll find Hall. And they worked this well upfield across the 45. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and